Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Bob Will, and this is Metal and Madness. Now, today we're going to do a lyric analysis, or a breakdown on Falling in Reverse of Ronald. This video is featuring N9ne and Alex Terrible. I have no idea who N9ne is, so I'm sure I'm about to find out, but I am familiar with Alex Terrible and Slaughter to Prevail. Fantastic band. As for Falling in Reverse, I am aware of Falling in Reverse, but I've never actually listened to any of their music for one reason or another. So, yeah, after multiple people, subscribers, have just sort of bombarded me with, please listen to this, and do a full breakdown of it. So I'm going to do my best. This isn't a bar breakdown as such, more of a lyric analysis. So yeah, as per usual, if you like this, please do like, subscribe, share, comment. It helps me immeasurably. So yeah, let's go. Yes. Christ, great start, straight in, no intro as such, or the intro was just in your face. Just gonna go back, caught me a bit by surprise there. Go back and start again. Let's go. All right, we're gonna get into the first verse. So it sort of starts on a reflective note, doesn't it? Once upon a time, everything was all right. I used to feel safe, not a worry in sight, and I grew up quickly, realised the world is at play sometimes. Not all the time. That just sets the mood, doesn't it? Sort of nostalgia mixed with disillusionment. Have you ever felt like childhood was a dream and adulthood is the rude awakening as such? That's what's happening here with the first line, or the first verse. Absolutely brilliant. Let's go. From the other side, it's time to cut the cord. Hanging on like a parasite. Go! Hanging on like a parasite. Hanging on like a parasite. Focus on dead, you're hanging on for your life. Focus on dead, you're reaching out from the light. Walking on a razor's edge, my blood runs black. I'm not your friend. From the depths of the 36 chambers, I'll pull the trigger, give a bullet to a stranger. Nice. Jeez, absolutely brilliant. Just gonna pull the lyrics up a sec, because I caught most of it, but there's a few bits and bobs. There we go. Excuse me. So yeah, death is at your door, reaching in from the other side. It's time to cut the cord, hanging on like a parasite. Hanging on like a parasite, repeat it again. Don't hesitate, you're hanging on for life. Then we had the aggressive shift, didn't we, into walking on a razor's edge. My blood runs black, I'm not your friend. So yeah, first part proves, is it a pre-chorus? I could call it a pre-chorus, couldn't it? Death is at your door. So yeah, powerful, right? Death is personified, sort of reaching in. Cutting the cord is about letting go of life force, sort of breaking free from, toxic cycles. Either way, it's pretty grim. Then we've got the repeated, hanging on like a parasite, repeated 3 times. Paints a picture of desperation, doesn't it? It's what's going on my screen a sec. Yeah, it paints a picture of desperation. So, like being trapped in a never-ending struggle, barely surviving. And then the last 2 lines introduce a contrast to that. Don't hesitate, you're hanging on for life. And, reaching out from the light. It's the sort of struggle to stay alive then, isn't it? Or an attempt to escape the darkness. Then we had that nice shift into walking on a razor's edge. My blood runs black. I'm not your friend. Yeah, that just screams tension. You know, walking on a razor's edge, you're living on the brink, no room for mistakes. And then my blood runs black suggests a sort of loss of humanity. You know, a feeling of dead inside then, or consumed by darkness, with the final statement, you know, sounding like a warning. I'm not your friend. Maybe the singer, you know, is sort of pushing people away. Maybe they see themselves as far too gone for redemption. Let's go. Nice. Wu-Tang? Right, I absolutely love the video and the visuals. Yeah, the special effects and whatnot. And again, the drums on that guitar are sick. So yeah, pull from the depths of the 36 chambers, pull the trigger, give a bullet to a stranger. That was repeated. We also had a bit of a ha-ha-ha at the end of one of them. So yeah, reference to 36 chambers. Two things come to mind. First one, I think I spoke over it, was initially Wu-Tang Clan's, I think it was their first studio album, wasn't it? 36 Chambers, Enter the Wu-Tang. They were taken from different lots of the sounds, and they were taken from different kung fu movies of the time. Time before the album. But yes, but then you've also got one of the films, 36 Chambers of Shaolin. Yeah, if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. Great fun, great film. So yeah, both references sort of evoke, what am I looking for? A sense of discipline and struggle, battle-ready mentality, whether that's, you know, lyrical warfare of hip-hop, which a lot of it is, or the rigorous training of Shaolin monks in 36th Chamber of Shaolin. But anyway, before I go too far off, we then sort of, the violence escalates, and then pull the trigger, give a bullet to a stranger. Now, is this literal or metaphorical? Yeah, it could symbolize sort of detachment, desensitization, struggling for words, or the sort of chaotic, ruthless nature of survival then. And as I referenced earlier, that ha 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 ha, that just adds a bit of a psychotic edge to it, doesn't it? And makes you feel a bit more of an unsettling descent into madness. From the depths of the 36 chambers, pull the trigger, give a bullet to a stranger. Pull from the depths of the 36 chambers, pull the trigger, give a bullet to a stranger. The drum and those cannons. So as the cannons start firing and sync with the drums. It was filthy. Oh, who's that? Just going to go back a bit. I absolutely loved. And the breakdowns. Quite a bit to cover there. So yeah, I don't want to die. You've got the little echo in the mix on a few of the end words. So I don't want to die, but I'm gonna live in a place so cold in a world like this. Crucify me, it's blasphemy. Throw me in the fire, let me burn for eternity. Go, 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 burn for eternity. So yeah, to me that verse sort of captures a a deep existential crisis, sort of caught between life and death, unwilling to exist in a world that feels unlivable. Then we've got the religious imagery, which intensifies with crucify me, which again could imply, I suppose, persecution, condemnation, or even a willingness to sort of suffer for truth. And then we've got the repeated burn for eternity, evokes themes of hell, either as a punishment or an escape from the misery of the real world. Yeah, big grim. Then we had the other line. I'll never be the one that will ever back down, never turn around and run, never, never, never back down. Again, the defiance kicks in here, doesn't it? Despite everything, there's a refusal to surrender. So whether it's against inner demons, external struggles, or just society itself, the message is clear, isn't it? Stand your ground. Always stand your ground. Then we get deep into the trench of a place unknown. Lies a dead man clutched to the bottom of the throne, at the bottom of a hole that nobody wants to go. It's the devil that you know that's got a hold up on your wicked soul. Quite a bit in there. Not going to go too deep into it, but yeah, that sort of final section is, drips with some dark storytelling, doesn't it? A dead man clutched to the bottom of the throne sort of suggests a ruler destroyed by their own power, perhaps a metaphor for corruption, consequence, self-destruction. And then we've got the devil that that's a key phrase, where it sort of hints at accepting the familiar evil, better the devil the familiar evil rather than facing the unknown. You've got that sort of eerie inevitability there, like being trapped in a fate that you can't escape. Love it. Love it. When did we get to? I'm on the throne.
Thinking the devil is making the crime of the people.
Yeah.
Never no demon designer, the opposite of a divine. No. Yes. The hell is in front of you, set him behind. I can feel every sign of a human decline. I'm believing the time is upon us when all of our people are blind. Yo.
Guys, that is Rabbit. I'm assuming this is Tech 9. Oh, he comes in.
You're thinking the devil is making the crime of the people are evil and never no demon designer, the opposite of a divine.
The divine.
The hell is in front of you, set him behind. I can feel every sign of a human decline. I'm believing the time is upon us when all of our people are blind. Yo.
Jeez. That is sick. The way he comes in as well. That is absolutely epic. Words. What is up in your mind? What do you think? The devil is making the crime of the people are evil and never no demon design or the opposite of divine. Oh, yes, the hell is in front of you, side and behind. I can feel every sign of a human decline and believe in the time is upon us when all of our people are blind. Yo! Nice. So his sort of first verse there sort of challenges the concept of evil. It is wrongdoing the work of supernatural forces, or is it just human nature? the song asks whether, people use the devil then as an excuse for their own action, and the phrase opposite of a divine suggests a loss of morality, doesn't it? A rejection, a rejection of a higher purpose, or even a descent into chaos. Then the imagery sort of intensifies with hell is in front of you, side and behind. That line sort of paints the world as an inescapable sort of dystopia, doesn't it? Where suffering is everywhere, where you've got the reference to human decline and people are blind, suggests sort of societal downfall, whether that's due to ignorance, corruption, or, as I said previously, a deeper existential crisis. Nice. Deep.
Hell is in front of you, sitting behind. I can feel every sign of a human decline. I'm believing the time is upon us when all of our people are blind. Yo! Rain, saw it falling from a tower's dead plane. Head bang, Mandalay Bay Hotel at a lead cane. Sex change could get you caught up in death's range. He played sane, but really imitating Ed Gein. How did we get this way? Nigga, that shit to say when we get this way. Having a fit today, so you wanna make a bitch today. My son's mom, when gone, it was really wrong. I thought it was gone. The vomit, searching for my son, but I didn't go John Muhammad. So the devil's right here on this level, wipe tears. Cause when rebels ready to pop the heavy metal, wipe fear.
Flow changes, the cadence changes. Wow. I didn't catch it.
You caught up in death's rain. Diamonds upon us when all of our people are blind. Yo! Rain, saw it falling from a tower's dead plane. Head bang, Mandalay Bay Hotel at a lead cane. Sex change could get you caught up in death's range. He played sane, but really imitating Ed Gein.
Okay, so interesting couple of lines. We got red rain, saw it falling from a tower's dead plane. Headbanged Mandalay Bay Hotel, lot of lead cane. Sex change, getting caught up in a death range. He played sane, but really imitating Ed Gein. If you know your history, so some great lines. Red rain, saw it falling from a tower's dead plane. Could be interpreted in multiple ways. It might refer to sort of an apocalyptic vision of mass violence, but I think in this case, looking at his other sort of lines, you might see it as a reference to the 9/11 attacks, given the imagery of the tower, dead plane. So yeah, although it's not sort of explicitly stated, the theme sort of reinforces destruction, mass tragedy, and irreversible loss. Sex change could get you caught up in death range. That's sort of a broader metaphor for social danger. Rather than addressing a specific incident again, it could sort of reflect on how certain issues, especially those related to identity, and societal change, become so polarizing that they lead to extreme conflict. We see it time and time again. To extreme conflict, violence, alienation. And then death range just emphasizes, the consequences of such divisions, showing how cultural debates can escalate into real world danger. Then we went on to, so the devil's right here on this level, white tears. That's because when rebels ready to pop the heavy metal, why fear abomination had been faking consecration hate, and Western education got the killer on the kid, I gotta chase him. Go. This sort of verse dives into war and corruption. Yeah, well, war and corruption, sort of ideological conflict then. The devil's right here on this level suggests the evil is, not some sort of distant force. It presents a it does suggest that evil, is not a distant force then, it's present, it's tangible, inescapable. So you then get the following line, rebels ready to pop the heavy metal. The reference an armed resistance, an insurgency, or just simply the readiness for violence in chaotic situation, strapped and ready to go. Yeah, let's go.
How do we get this way. Nigga, that shit to say when I get this way. Having a fit today, so they wanna make a bitch today. My son's mom went gone, it was really wrong. I thought it was gone. The vomit, searching for my son, but I didn't go John Muhammad. So the devil's right here on this level, wipe tears. Cause when rebels ready to put the heavy metal, I fear. Abomination, they've been faking, consecration, hating, wasting education. Got the killer on the killer, gotta chase him. Go! Go! Spiraling out of control and deeper down the rabbit.
I know that voice. Yeah. Christ. Just saw Alex's mask drop into the flames there somewhere as well. Anyhow, yeah, so we got spiraling out of control and deeper down the rabbit hole. Never going to let them get the most of what they'll have to resurrect. You're sick to death, better take me down. I don't give this disgrace to God. Yeah, never going to let them get the most of the repeats resurrect. I don't give this disgrace to God. So again, this verse sort of intensifies the theme of chaos, doesn't it? But instead of a sort of complete surrender, the protagonist, Ronnie, is making a stand where the spiral out of control suggests, I don't know, a moment of crisis, but rather than falling into, oblivion in the video, he's fallen, but he's chosen to fight back. So the phrase, again, deeper down the rabbit hole, reference to Alice in Wonderland, which is often sort of used to describe entering an unpredictable and surreal world then, whereas here, it represents the descent into confrontation with the unknown. Then we've got the repetition of never going to let them get the most of what they'll have to resurrect. Again, reinforces resistance. There's a force, whether it's, oppressive system, personal demons, or even the devil himself, trying to reclaim something. And yeah, the protagonist refuses to give in. And then finally, we've got the I don't give, this is a disgrace to God. That's a direct act of defiance, isn't it? The first thought to come to me, is it a rejection of control or a final act of rebellion against perceived injustice? The ambiguity of it sort of makes the struggle more intense. Let me know your thoughts. Yeah, leave a comment. Let me know what you think on that one. I suppose the most intriguing part is the way it ended. We don't actually know how it ends. The fight is sort of happening, but the resolution then is left open, isn't it? To leave us questioning whether the protagonist defeats the darkness or consumed by it. I also realised I missed a few little bits and bobs, the Ed Game reference. Ed Game, I believe, was the DC sniper. So there's a few bits I'd missed there, so I will go back and listen through. But as a first listen, I think I've done pretty well. Let me know what you think. Anyhow, I'll leave it there before it drags on too long. As per usual, if you enjoyed this, please do like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.